Good afternoon, Oswego, and welcome to another edition of the Weekly Buc. Today, we'll be taking a look at the debate club, Regents Week, another edition of Fake News Now, the girls' basketball team, and the mid-season sports report.
It sounds like we have a lot to talk about, so let's get to it. Monica, did you know we have a debate club here at the high school?
No, I actually didn't. What are some things that they debate about?
I'm not sure, because I'm not in the debate club, but DP, Bond, and Caden have more information, so let's go see.
Hi, I'm DP Pryor here at WBC for the first WBC Debate Club meeting sponsored by the OHS Debate Club. Today I'm joined by Bond Photos, Sophie Thu, Dakota Countryman, and Kat McGreevy. We will be using a traditional form of debate where the party with a positive opinion to the prompt starts followed by the against. Our prompt for today is, should schools ban backpacks during the school day? So first we're going to be hearing from the affirmative side.
Thanks, DP. We believe that backpacks should be banned in schools because, one, they are a safety hazard. For example, a simple backpack could be used to hide weapons and/or drugs, like vapes. Secondly, backpacks that are too heavy can cause back problems, so if you're trying to carry all of your books from all of your classes in your backpack instead of stopping by your locker, which banning backpacks promotes. Thirdly, backpacks themselves can even be used as weapons. Right here, in this school, in this cafeteria, there have been instances where students have gotten into fights by throwing their backpacks at one another in order to throw the other student off of their game.
And now we're going to be hearing from the against.
Today, the argument for the right to use backpacks is on the table. With this great convenience, backpacks, students can prevent circumstances that hinder the educational experience of schools. Our first argument is that it'll be faster to get to class. If you forget your homework in a class, you'll be able to stop by, instead of stopping by your locker, you'll be able to just whip it out of your backpack. Our second point is it teaches students better organization skills. With this small confined bag, students are required to have all of their subjects into one small space, easily available at any point in time for any use. While lockers are somewhere in the school, some students don't even know where their lockers are at this point of the year.
Alright, and now we're going to go into voting. Anyone for the banning of backpacks? Alright, and anyone against the banning of backpacks? The public has made their choice.
That actually looks pretty interesting. Maybe I'll stop by the next time they get together.
That's a really good idea. I think you should bring up the topic of Regents Week.
We have the whole week off unless you have a test. What more could you possibly want?
I think that we shouldn't have to take the test. Just get 100 on them anyway.
It doesn't work like that, Carson, but you can dream, I guess.
Well, Jack, Chevy, and I put together some information about Regents Week, so let's go check it out.
Neil, are you excited for your midterms?
No.
Why?
Because they're hard.
That's like a whole quarter grade right there.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, but it's 2 hours of work for a whole quarter grade, especially if you get a good one.
Yeah, hopefully I get a good one. My mom won't be mad.
What subjects do you have it in?
Global and English.
And English. Who's your English teacher?
Patney.
Mrs. Patney. Has she prepared you for your Regents?
Sure.
Sounds confident. We're here with Haley Babcock to talk about midterms. Haley, when are your midterms coming up next week?
The 22nd and the 24th.
The 24th. Isn't that your birthday?
Sure is.
How many midterms do you have on that day?
2.
Are you happy about that?
I'm so happy, Jack.
There you have it. All right, we are here with freshman Lucas Cady. Luke, do you have any midterms?
I do.
Do you want to elaborate?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I have social studies for Global 9 next Wednesday.
Global 9, is that class hard for you?
No.
I heard that's kind of a hard class.
Yeah, it's quite hard, actually. I was lying.
Yeah. Are you going to study for your test?
I am going to study, yeah.
Mommy going to make you?
Mom and Dad are going to make me, yeah.
All right. All right, Maddie Graham, what subjects do you have midterms for?
U.S. history, English, and chem.
Do you know what days they're on, or are you just winging it?
The 22nd and the 24th.
Oh, so you have 2 on one day? Yep. What are you going to do in between?
Go home and sleep.
Go home and sleep. Okay. All right, here with Hannah Blackburn. Hannah, do you plan on studying for your midterms?
Kinda, yeah.
Are you nervous or anything about your midterms?
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous for chem.
Cam, that's a killer. All right, thank you.
You know, I'm really not looking forward to coming in for my midterms. I just want to stay home and sleep.
I agree, but this year we have another week to sleep in.
Another week? Like 2 Regents weeks?
Yeah, the state decided that since there's so many Regents to give out, they'd give us 2 weeks off for the tests.
That sounds amazing, but I'm pretty sure you're just trying to trick me, and I'm not falling for it.
Well, it was almost believable, I guess. Joan and I recently tricked some other students around OHS, so let's take a look. Good morning, OHS, and welcome to another edition of Fake News Now, where we bring you all the latest news from around the world. Let's see what our brilliant students of OHS know about today's events. So, Jack, how do you feel about being exempt from a test if you have an A in the class?
I feel like that's pretty cool, but I don't know how Carson Colucci's going to feel about that.
Do you have any A's in your classes?
I sure hope so.
Thank you. So, Carson, how do you feel about being exempt from a test if you have an A in the class?
I don't like it because then I'd be the only one taking a test.
You don't have an A in any of your classes?
No.
Not even gym?
No.
Okay, thank you. So, Jason, how do you feel about being exempt from a final exam if you have an A in the class?
I think it's a good idea for the people that actually have A's in the class.
You don't have any A's in school?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, thanks. So, Carson, how do you feel about Trump building a wall on the Canadian border?
Well, I wouldn't like it because then we wouldn't have any maple syrup, so that would kind of be unfortunate. I like maple syrup.
Okay, thank you. So, Nick, do you have any tests during Regents Week?
Yes, I have one.
How do you feel about having to come to school when you don't have tests?
I think that's a terrible idea because anything that keeps me out of school I like, and we're just going to make noise for the kids that do have tests when they're trying to take them.
Very good point, thank you. So, Ike, how do you feel about being exempt from a final exam if you have an A in the class?
I think it's a good idea because people like me aren't so good at taking tests, so you could be good at class, but if you fail the exam, I don't think it's fair to fail the class.
Do you have an A in any of your classes?
No.
That's unfortunate. Thank you. This has been the final episode of Fake News Now. Thank you for watching.
Monica, did you know that all our winter sports teams are undefeated?
Well, that's also definitely fake news, but they're really doing pretty well this season, including girls basketball.
Nicole Papa recently caught up with some members of the girls varsity team to talk about their season. Let's go check it out.
Today we will be interviewing some of the girls varsity basketball team to see how their season's going and what their goals are. So Lauren, what are your responsibilities as a captain?
I work with my team to keep them positive, and if there's any discrepancies, I can talk it over with the coach and the refs, kind of just being a leader for everyone on the team and representing them as well as myself.
So do you see any room for improvements, and how is your season going so far?
Well, our season started off to a pretty rocky start. We played some really difficult teams, and we had some trouble offensively. So definitely improve on offense and executing our plays. Our rebounding and defense is pretty good. We have a lot of energy. So the past 2 games have gone well for us. We've got some wins that we really needed, and hopefully we'll keep that up going into sectionals.
Okay. So what is your favorite memory from basketball?
I'd have to say dance battling some random kid from Auburn. I called him down from the stands, and I was like, you dance battle. And we battled, and I definitely won.
You did?
And
Positive.
Yeah, positive. It was. I had my dance pants on. That's basically already a win in itself.
Can't beat the dance pants. Well, thank you. So you're one of the top lead scorers. What goes through your head when you get the ball and score?
I get really excited to have the ball and the chance to score.
What goes through your head?
I just think of the best way to get to the basket, or if there's someone open, if they have a better shot than I do.
Okay. So how tall are you?
5'11" and 1/16.
That's very specific. Did you go to the doctors recently?
A couple months ago.
Couple months ago. Okay, so obviously being tall has its advantages. What's it like playing against someone that's extremely taller than you?
It's, I don't want to say scary, but it's intimidating.
Kind of nerve-wracking in a way?
Yeah, I just got to figure out if you're good or not, and then
go from there?
Yeah.
So you were brought up as a freshman. to varsity halfway through the season last year. How has that affected your playing skills?
It made me work myself harder and get into better shape and motivate myself.
Okay, so obviously I can tell that there are very good athletes on this that know how to play the sport. What are one of the most required skills?
I think the most required skill is probably teamwork and speed, because if you didn't have teamwork, it would just be a one-person team, and you need teamwork for a team.
Is there any way that you kind of like had to work on those two skills?
Just like as a talk, like we had to talk as a team and figure out like what we're gonna do this season. But we all figured it out, and it's going great so far.
Sounds good. So are there any pregame rituals that you have?
Just stretching. That's pretty much my pregame ritual. But
It sounds like a great ritual. Well, thank you. So you're another captain standing by Lauren. What are your goals for this season?
Probably to win the rest of our games, to make sectionals, and just to connect better as a team.
Going off of sectionals, I know your guys' gameplay has been up and down lately. How is sectionals looking for you guys?
So I think as long as we win the rest of our games, I think we'll be all set. I just I'm hoping that we can rank a little higher than last year and be able to win our first round.
Okay, and for the last question, do you have a specific ritual or something that you cannot play without?
Yeah, I have to have gum. I always have gum before I play.
What are some strong assets that your team has?
The biggest assets that our team has is the skill of each girl. Every girl on the team has a good basketball skill. Some are for shooting, some are for overall understanding of the game, some are for, position playing, but overall the team is fully rounded with a bunch of talent that just needs to kind of pull together a little bit and play as the whole team. So.
Okay. So you obviously have to have goals, but what are some goals not only for you as a coach, but for your team as a whole?
The team as a whole, obviously you want to see everybody continue to grow as they play and they practice. Goals that the team set in the beginning of the year is the goals that we want to achieve, which is get to the sectionals and win games. You can't get to sectionals without winning games. So.
Any specific goals for yourself?
Obviously to learn too. Being the first year varsity coach, you want to think you can do it all, but you can't, and you got to learn from what you have done and good or bad. So.
Obviously, you have a great bunch of girls. So, what's your favorite memory with them so far?
Probably the favorite memory so far is our win in CBA. I thought we played hard basketball. We went to a team that didn't think that. I think that they beat us last year. So I thought the expectation was they'd probably beat us again, and we didn't let it happen. We played basketball. We played like a team. We moved the ball. We rebounded. We shot well. So it was nice to go into their gymnasium and beat them with the team we have. So.
Thank you.
All right.
It sounds like they're having a pretty successful season.
That's awesome. And several other winter sports teams. Devin and Austin spoke with some of the other athletes. Let's go see what they had to say.
I'm here with Monica. What sport do you play?
Hockey.
How long have you been playing it for?
14 years.
How's your team doing this year?
We started out a little rough in the beginning, but we're definitely getting better towards the end of the season.
You think you guys will make the playoffs?
Yes, everyone in our section makes the playoffs.
You think you guys will do good in it?
Hopefully we're in third place right now, and if we win on Thursday, we'll move up to second.
Thanks. I'm here with Nick. What sport do you play?
Basketball.
How are you guys doing this year?
Our record isn't very good, but we've been improving lately.
Is there anyone that sticks out on your team?
Mike Douglas and Keon are both sticking out to me. They've both improved a lot lately.
What's it like playing with a new coach?
It's a lot different because the entire system is different. So a lot of players are trying to get used to it, and now that we're finally getting used to it, we're actually starting to be in some games. In the beginning of the year, we were struggling a lot.
How long have you been playing basketball for?
A long time, if you don't count the break I took.
Okay, thanks. I'm here with Ike, Carson, and Tyler. What sport do you guys play?
We play hockey.
How long have you guys been playing it for?
I've been playing for 13 years.
How are you guys doing this year?
We're doing pretty good. We're on a 7-game win streak and got a couple of tough opponents coming up, so hopefully we keep doing well.
Do you think you guys will make it to playoffs?
Yeah, definitely.
How do you think you guys will do?
I think we'll do pretty good, make it pretty far, hopefully get to states.
What are the big teams coming up to play?
The big teams are Cortland, Homer, Skinny Atlas twice.
When's your next game?
Thursday.
Who do you play and where?
We play Auburn and Auburn, which is going to be a really tough game.
Thanks.
Well, good luck to all the sports teams. Hopefully they all make sectionals.
I hope so. I'd love to catch some games. well, that's all for this week's edition of the Weekly Buc. Make sure to tune in next semester for more information about happenings around our school and our community.
Enjoy your week, Oswego.
You.